if you just introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name Tappa from Sir Bastian crew. Well, the owner, Sebastian. Yeah.
So how did you get involved in the music industry or sound system specifically?
Well, that went back, way back from when Tarzan was playing. Used to sneak out and stay in a blues till how much o'clock in the morning, and then walk home with daylight. Yeah, so yeah, that's when I first got sort of involved. Ended up playing Tarzan sound. Also, a sound called Ajax back in the day. Then I decided I needed to build my own sound, which that was back in the 70s. Used to play at Docklands. Well, that's where I first started playing at Docklands and things like that. And then over the years, gradually started to build, bigger speakers, get amplifiers made and things like that. My first amplifiers was built by Metro up in London. That's when we sort of got onto a bigger scale. And then we started to play through, we started off at like house parties and things like that, and then built up. Then we started to play in like Malcolm X, Trinity, Venture Playground, them places which were much bigger, where you needed more speakers and things like that. But yeah, that's where we first started from.
So would you say your sound is a second generation sound with Tarzan and Ajax be like first generation sound?
Yeah,
system?
kind of Keith Maloney. Yeah, after those sounds, there was us in Studio 17, and then under us came like Lucca, Enterprise. Them sounds came on after. Yeah.
So what is your were you born here in the UK?
Yes.
And your parents came from
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So were they supportive of you doing sound system?
No. No, it was my mum really. My dad passed when I was like 10 or 11, so it was my mum really. So I had to branch out on my own to do these things, you know what I mean? Because like going to blues and things, she was dead against it. And as I say, one time she caught me at 6 o'clock in the morning walking home, and she was on the bus going to work, and it was like, oh no. But yeah, this all came from what I wanted to do in those days.
What was the like political climate in the or Bristol specifically at that time when you were growing up and first started to get into sound system?
Well, it was rough out there, yeah, because the stop and search business, and a lot of time you got pulled over for rubbish, you know what I mean, and things like that. Many times we, especially like when we was moving the sound and things, the police would stop us and want to take out all the speaker box for them to look, because they say drugs are in there and all that kind of crap. But yeah, it was a rough period. But we had to fight on. We had to stand firm in them sort of things.
And you mentioned playing at like Malcolm X and Trinity and the Adventure Playground and places. In your early days, was it really only black-owned establishments where you would be playing your sound?
Yes.
And reggae music wouldn't be heard?
No, because back in my day, if you wanted to hear any reggae music, you have to listen to Luxembourg. And sometimes you have to have the radio like up in the air, like, trying to get the signal, and that's where you sort of got heard new music, reggae music then, until I got into sound system itself, where I used to get music from like Randy's in Jamaica, because like me and Tarzan, then we got close, and I said I started to play the sound, and then he set me up where I would get like a box of record every month from Randy's in Jamaica, you know.
So like pre-release and everything.
Yeah, all pre-release, yeah.
And how easy was it, without that link with Tarzan? How easy would it, or how hard would it have been to get music? Was
In Bristol, there was just one place, Picton Street. Yeah, Picton Street. Yeah, he did get a few music which I didn't get before. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna tell the truth, that was where I first bought my first reggae music, was from there. You know, and that was back in the 70s and that. He was pretty good. He used to get quite a few music through and things. You know, but yeah.
Can you remember the first record you bought?
Yeah, the Israelites.
That's my decade.
Yeah. I was talking to Big D a couple of months ago, and that was a thing. It came in my mind, and I was asking the question. You know, what was the first reggae music you're gonna buy? You know what I mean? Yeah. It was a question to ask. You know.
And then, where else would you get music from? Direct. How hard was it to get the latest music? You got that link
Well,
with Randy?
when I started, when we started, and like I got my amplifier from Metro down in London. Then he introduced me to a Regal record shops and things like that, and that's where I used to go and get music from Regal first of all, and then you sort of like drove around. You find one and two shops where you go to, even Dub End and places there you used to get music from. Yeah.
And we spoke with Loco earlier and everyone. Was it more? There's a whole crew of you doing this, buying music.
Oh yes, yeah. There was quite a few because, as I say, after me came like Enterprise, Bangy, Loco. Yeah, there was quite a few sound systems in that period of time, that came through.
And what was your sound's identity? What was it that you were championing, Sir Bastian?
I'm going to say, first of all, it was more lovers, because, like lovers rock and them thing there, because majority of the music that was like published in England at that time was more lovers rock, you know what I mean? So we were first class as a lovers song, you know what I mean? And then later on, we sort of get more into the roots sort of sounds, you know? Mm.
Were you involved in clashes at all?
Oh yeah, plenty of clashes. Clash against Tarzan, Loco, Enterprise, even out of town. We played it in Southampton, Luton, Birmingham. Yeah, we've had a few clashes, hunting. Yeah.
Any memorable ones? Any that stood out?
The main one there's two I can remember. When I played Shaka at Bamboo Club, that was Ram, and that was a bad dance, a real bad dance. And then Jungle Man at Trinity, yeah, that was a night.
How do you feel like when you see how big somebody like Shaka got globally, and that you clashed them and you just...
Well, me and Shaka was friends. Me and Shaka used to come down here and we used to drive around and thing and sit down and eat food and them something there. But Shaka done something that some of us never done, because when the music changed and you sort of had like this dancehall stuff, I wasn't really a fan of it. So for 10 years, I stopped playing sound. I parked it up for 10 years. But at that time, because everybody, the parties then were not getting, the party wasn't getting the kind of people that wanted to listen to say, roots music in that sense then. Where what Shaka decided to keep on going. And sometimes I think back and say, well, that's what we should have done. We should have kept on going. If the place is empty, it's empty. You know what I mean? Just because everybody was going to the dancehall business, you know. So that period of time when like Shaka was keep on playing, I decided to stop because, as I say, the music wasn't for me. You know what I mean?
But now you're back.
Yes.
Sir Bastian back now.
Yes. Yes.
Stronger than ever.
Stronger than ever. Yes.
Ready for
Yes.
kids.
Yes. Yeah.
Why reggae? Why did you gravitate towards it so much?
Why? It's something that just got inside me. You know, you got the soul. You know, the Motown business was going on at the same time, sort of thing. But reggae music, man, it was just, it's just something completely different. And when I went to the little blues dance, them and that, I don't know if people get that kind of feeling, but I remember back in the day when I was listening to some music, sometimes you get goosebumps when you hear a tune, you know what I mean? And it didn't happen with any other music, but that one, reggae music, you know what I mean? And, yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand. It gets under your skin, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. So, did anyone help champion you as a sound in the early days and bring you? So you spoke about Tarzan. Did they sort of help give you a boost, or?
Well, as I say, you sort of like certain things you wanted to do in sound system, but because it's somebody else's sound, you really can't just go in and say, well, you know what, do it this way. You know what I mean? So this is the reason why I decided to build my own sound. You know what I mean? So I built my own sound by saying, all right, then this is how I want it to go. This is the kind of music I want to play. You understand what I say? So it's a direction that I planned in myself to go in that direction.
And is your direction still the same now that you've come back?
Oh yeah. I know, again, music has changed again because you got steppers and them things there. But sometimes, you can, how I look at it, you can use the steppers, but also you can play the originals. And when you get the original, sometimes with the steppers, it can become a nice dance. You understand what I say? So, yeah, at this time, my values have not changed. I'm still like to deal with my roots music then, but sometimes the identity of roots music to certain music is not the same. Well, in my eyes, I gotta say. But the way I play I think it's compatible, if you understand what I say.
And is there anyone out of the crew that you'd like to big up or mention?
Well, yeah, my crew, they're with me for a long time. Blacks, Tom, Scabba, Big D, who else may I have? Paul, because Paul is my go-to man sometimes especially with the new sound system, our new sound system is, because you have to adapt. Back in my days, you twist to wire. Now you have XLR, you have Spicons, and you know what I mean. So I have a man that, Paul, he's more into that. So I have to sit down and listen to him and how we are today. You know what I mean? So yeah.
How do you feel about like the kind of resurgence, especially in places like Bristol, of sound system? Maybe the message has changed and the music's changed, but people have gone back to building boxes and
Yeah. All right. Some part ain't good, but some part ain't bad. Yeah. Because there's a tendency now that with some of the new sound system, you're going to blow your eardrums. That's not reggae, in my eyes. It's something that you need to listen to, especially the words, because if you listen to a root sound, right, a proper root sound, it's sending a message. Because going back from my days, reggae music was about sending a message, yeah, a message to poor people, people who are under pressure and them things, and it's to give them sort of inspiration, because knowing that people are singing about your situation, and but nowadays, it seems like the words don't matter, it's just and really and truly, to me, that's not roots music. You know what I mean? Roots music is about the message, and the message is you have to play and make the people them understand. The people them who go to dances and things now, yeah, I can see that they're in the same sort of situation that we were in many years ago, back in the 70s, 80s. The same situation. Nothing's changed, because right now you can play a tune from in the 70s, talking about the same situation what is going on right now. You understand me? I say so. Nothing's changed. Yeah, nothing's changed. But we got to remember how to send a message. You know what I mean? The message is not just blow down the place. The message is about quality of sound, quality of music, and the words what the music is trying to teach people. You know. Well, that's my idea, sir. You know. So.
And looking back, you know, you said you stopped for 10 years. Do you have any regrets in regards to, you know, the sound system? Would you have done anything differently if you were starting back again? Or?
No, I don't think of it. I stopped for 10 years because of the music, because the music changed. You know, the music, slackness, you know, 20 man singing on one tune. You know what I mean? You play it for 2 seconds and then you wheel it up and put another one, and you wheel it up again, you put, you know what I mean, 20 times, you know. You can't enjoy it. Well, in my eyes, I couldn't enjoy myself, you know. So instead of me going down that route, because, you know, I've got to say, I did try it for a bit, but what I done is I got some other people to play the music, Ghetto Force, yeah? Those youth was the kind of up and coming youth them. So instead of me playing, I used to make them play it. You know, but after a while, you know, it got a bit silly. You know, people getting drunk and things like that. And yeah, it got wild, and that's why I stopped. I just didn't bother.
And I like that you touched on that. I don't know if you have children yourself or younger generation around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Has there been anyone that you would like pass the baton to, or that you've helped, or do they seem not interested in them?
Well, this is a big problem. The youths them are not interested. They're interested in music, you know, because I got a son that does music, put music out and all them sort of thing. But his music completely different from us. You know what I mean? I've tried to get some of my kids them involved, but they're not. They're in a different path. You know what I mean? I can't wrong them because that's how they want to go. But you know, it's sad to say. When me gone, what's going to happen? I don't know. You know what I mean? That's up in the air, because at the end of the day, I've built something for a long, long time. I spent a lot of money on it. You know what I mean? And it's going to be hard to say it's going to just sit there again. You know? I don't know. It's hard.
I think that's part of what this exhibition and this group is about. Really, is about preserving the culture and trying to document things and capture some of those older voices and you know, just value things and keep the fire burning.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well, you know, things like this good because at least, you know, it's documentary. So at the end of the day, if my bridge in Tehran, I say, there's always a circle. It goes round and comes back round. And, you know, I'm going to say, I hope that happens. You know what I mean? Maybe I won't see it, but it's there still, you know what I mean? You know, I've talked to my kids about certain things, and they say, "Why, Dad, no, don't worry, that's going to be set down, it's going to be there," you know what I mean? So I'm glad to hear that part of it, you know what I mean? So when if it does come round, it's already there to come back out, you know what I mean? And it's got a legacy, if you understand, yeah.
Wicked. This is about artists. So what artists were inspiring to you at the time you started? Who were your favourite artists?
Back in the day, well, like Dennis Brown, Johnny Clark, I-Rai, U-Rai, you know, a couple of them I used to do, like down in Bamboo Club, a couple of them I used to be playing while they're on stage and things. So I've seen them Monday, you know, Dennis Brown, all them Monday over the years coming to Bristol, and because Bristol was a hot place for the reggae artists them, and Bamboo Club was a place where all of them used to come, you know what I mean? So I see all of them kind of artists come down there, and you know, I had the privilege to play music on that night, you know what I mean, before they come on stage.
If we talk about, you know, Jaloko them and Apollo they mentioned earlier as well, to me it sounds like back in the 70s, 80s, there was a lot more infrastructure in regards to the black community.
Yes.
Do you feel like now that we've lost venues, we don't have the pubs, we don't have the clubs, we don't have the community spaces to support each other, you know, it feels sometimes you're doing everything from scratch yourself. Like.
Yeah, that is the biggest problem, you know, because sometimes, you know, we can go like 6-7 months without playing anywhere, you know what I mean, and it's hard to try and keep things going, if you understand what I say, because you know, you buy new things, you buy new that, and it takes you nearly a year before you even go out and play it, so you hear it sound out on the street, you know. That is a big problem, and with the venues now, you know what I mean, there's only certain people they want in the venues and things like that. It's hard for this. I'm not gonna say the class myself is a big zone, but in the outer of the thing is a small zone, you know.
Yes, the importance of carnival, things like that, taking the sound to the streets and stuff. How important was that for you?
Very important, because yeah, may I go say what, over 50 years me used to play in a carnival, you know, but then the restrictions come in, then politics come into it, you know, because as I said, to me it used to be for the community. Now it's not for the community. It's for bigger people who make money out of it. You know, they bring, you know, generators. We never had no generators in there back in the day, and we went to what, 20, 30 years without generators. All of a sudden now we need generators. Why? It was about the community. If we knock on somebody's door and say, well, why, there's a £50, could we run electric for you for the night, you know? That was it. But nowadays it's just, you know, the politics is just coming in and sort of killed it, you know?
Anything you want to say finally?
No,
And you have anything you want to ask? Anything you feel to ask? Anyone? Yeah. Well, you might have something in your head where we miss. Because you know your head full of idea.
Go scratch.
Well, all I can say is this song was before me. So I grew up listening to him and Studio 17. But what I can tell or say about them, man, there's some tune they play. I don't hear nobody play them again, because like you said, there was a message. People said same thing, the same pressure now. I think it's even worse now.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Worse now, people are dead. One man I ride past with dog on his shoulder. What? one that's it's gone crazy.
Better than death.
Yeah, so
the message. The message to me personally, this is some of these sound systems where I play now, and calling them a Rasta this and Rasta that. But at the end of the day, you know, are you talking the truth, or are you just sitting on getting on a bandwagon? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, there's, as I was trying to explain earlier on, there's smaller sounds like us all around the country, yeah? And they are very good sounds. But this monopoly has come into the force, yeah? And this is why people are not hearing all the other little small sounds. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, they are bad sounds. And I'm going to give you a truth. I think some of them big sounds don't want to play them. Yeah, I don't think they want to play them, because at the end of the day, you know, they got this monopoly, and they're gonna, you know, try and control this thing. And you know, right, look at Big D, and myself. You know what I mean? We've been helping other sounds for many years. Yeah, many years. So, you know, Robbie and all them man there. You know what I mean? I will help them. Any sound system, I always help them, because at the end of the day, that's my life. And I think the love of it that I've got inside me is that I want to hear everybody, not just a certain amount, everybody, because it's hard work. It's really hard work, because I made all my boxes. I don't go to shop and buy a box. I sit down, I do a design or whatever, and I say, all right, this is how I want it. If it works, it works. If it don't work, scrap it and go back again. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So any aspirations for the future? We're still going to see Sebastian? for many
Yes,
years to
yes,
come?
yes. Because you know what? As I said already, right now, me I go retire from work, and that's when me I go start really get into it now to do certain things. You know what I mean? I wanted to get out there and play. You know what I mean? Because I think I got qualities that some of the sounds haven't, and I think, all right then, let's put it out there. Let's see what's going on. You know what I mean? But that's my aspiration, to keep going. You know what I mean? Keep going, because it's there, and I think I sound good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me too, Tappa.
Yeah?
Great, man.
All right.
Wicked.
All right.
Thank you.
Wicked, mate. Thank you.